Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Richard Moore, and I'm running for mayor for the city of Enterprise. And the reason that I am running for mayor is because me and my family have been the victim of political corruption here in Enterprise. Back when Boswell was mayor, and of course Mr. Cooper, the current mayor, was on the city council at that time, we had a lot of people that were 30-year people. They'd been on the city council for a long time. Current mayor is the last of those long-term people. To clear up some things about the last video is our quote was $216,090. That was for the city's insurance, property, public officials, general liability, law enforcement, the whole package deal. They had paid $254,000 through St. Paul the year before. So we were $37,000 cheaper than what they had paid the prior year, and it was up for renewal, and St. Paul was hitting them with a big rate increase. So it was going to be a good bit more than $254,000. And again, our quote was $216,000, $37,000 cheaper, and a whole lot better coverage. So, long story short, to kind of sum that up, they renewed their St. Paul, paid a lot more for it than what we offered it to them. The very next year, they changed over to exactly what I quoted. Use Mr. Warren to do it. So we didn't get paid for none of our work, none, and it cost the taxpayer a lot of money. But that's how all that went. So, and to be honest with you, I believe that's the same policy that they have today. I think the Alabama Municipal Insurance Corporation policy is the same one that they've had today. It's probably been the same one that they've had all these years, ever since the year after I quoted it. So the next thing, because of what happened with the vicious animal, is I decided to put up security cameras. And I put up 8 security cameras. Put one on each corner, crossing each other. So no matter what happened, from then on, I was going to have some video. And thank God I did. I put up the security cameras. I had it run to the TV in my bedroom, and I had a recorder that would record on a loop, and it would hold, so many days of video from all 8 of the cameras. So I thought that was a pretty prudent thing to do, and I'm very thankful that I did. So neighbors on the other side, a little small rental house, a little 2-bedroom rental house. Keith and Suzette, can't remember their last name. And I put up the security cameras. All of a sudden I realized that they had a lot of 2-minute friends. Cars would pull up. He'd come out about 2 minutes through the windshield or through the driver's side window. Car would leave, he'd go back inside. Did not realize that until I put up security cameras. It's amazing what you can find out about your neighborhood when you put up security cameras. So I'm going around trying to get a neighborhood crime watch started, and they take offense to my security cameras. So they're going to go around the neighborhood with a little piece of paper, a little petition, try to get people to sign asking me to take down my security cameras. So I'm thinking, well, if I don't tell you what's going on, I don't know what will. So we quit getting along. And like I said, I'd even given them people Christmas dinner because they was in pretty rough shape, and I'd tried to be real nice to them. And like I said, we'd even give them a plate each, for Christmas. So just trying to be nice and help them out, So my daughters, I was a single parent. Well, I wasn't a single parent. I was married during that time. I was married for 10 years. But I was a single parent before I got married, and I had 2 daughters, and I had them in martial arts. One thing that I used to always say is you can't start dating unless you earn a black belt degree. If you get to be a black belt, I might let you go out on a date. So I was just teasing with them, but yeah, I had them in martial arts. They were at Mr. Conley's, and they were doing really good. Actually, my oldest one got the brown belt degree, so she was 1 belt away from a black. So the youngest one was a purple belt. So it was outside in the yard practicing a little K-Chudo, as they call it. And neighbor and his brother pulls in the driveway. Of course, my driveway is, pretty much right beside theirs. They look over at my kids and they go, "You better be careful, you might get yourself killed." Now keep in mind, we're not getting along. So youngest girl comes in telling me what they said. My oldest daughter out there is standing out there basically being defiant of them. She's not going back down. So I come out there and we call the police, make a police report. So the police come, they make a police report. And after the police leave, I tell my kids, I say, "Go back out there, practice. We're not going to let them stop you from practicing in your own yard." So they go out there, and I go out there with them. Now, I've got a concealed carry firearm. And I'm wearing a windbreaker. And I got video. My kids wasn't out there, and I wasn't standing out there 10 minutes. Police come rolling back up. They called the police, said I pulled a gun on them. So here we go. I don't know who put them up to that, but I don't think that they thought of that on their own. But somebody put them up to it. Kind of odd little bit of information here is it wasn't owned by them when I first moved there, but at some point the next door neighbor, a direct next door neighbor to one of the city councilmen, bought that little rental house. And they were selling something out of there. Been told it was crack. Matter of fact, after I left, the guy died, had a heart attack, died. Was told that he was smoking crack and busted his heart and killed him. But anyway, that was after I had left from Enterprise. So, the police comes back. I'm standing out there, and I'll be damned if they don't arrest me. I believe it was for, what they call it, when you flash a gun or whatever it is. I can't remember what it was that they charged me. But it was something to do with my gun. They claimed I pulled my gun and I pointed at them. in spite of the fact that they knew I had security cameras up. Yeah, they knew I had, I mean, obviously they knew I had security cameras. They was upset about it. But yeah, I make a police report against them for threatening my kids. And within 10 minutes of the police leaving, 15 tops, police comes right back and arrests me for pulling a gun on them. So here we go. Now, of course, by now I've switched over to another lawyer that I'd used over in Dothan years ago. And Derek Yarborough, Motley and Yarborough. Derek's a good guy. So we're sitting there in the courtroom, and they got Cracker Waltrip as the judge. We're sitting there, we go through the thing, they get up and just flat out lie. I mean, claim I pulled a gun on you on the stand, right in front of Cracker. There's a cop standing over there. I'm not sure who he was, big guy. He was getting upset. He was getting aggravated. He was seeing what was going on in that courtroom, and he was getting hot about it. There towards the end, he comes over and kneels down next to me and Derek, sitting on the bench there, and he goes, "And when you get out of here, when you get out of this courtroom, you can say anything you want. But don't you say nothing while you're in this courtroom. But when you get out of it," and he was mad when he was said it. He was mad. He said, "You can say anything you want." I kind of felt, I mean, I'm glad he had the morals to stand up against what was going on that day. But at the same time, what was going through my mind is this guy's probably not going to have a job in the next 24, 48 hours because they're probably going to fire him. But he was a good guy, good police officer. We've had a lot of good police officers in this town. A lot of them don't mind talking about what they know because they know what's going on, and some of them just flat sure don't like it. So they get up there, tell their little spiel about what happened, claimed I pulled a gun on them, this, that, and the other. Derek, my lawyer, takes my laptop with my home security video, throws it up there, and of course she's on the stand, lying like crazy. He had already been on the stand. So Derek holds the laptop up there for the judge and the prosecutor. And they're standing there looking at the video. Prosecutor looks at her and says, "Ma'am, I don't see anything on this video like what you're describing." Nothing. Judge don't say nothing. So, whole thing winds up getting thrown out. They dismiss my charges against them. Dismiss their charges against me. And old Cracker Waltrip looks at me and goes, "I want to admonish Mr. Moore for carrying a firearm." Really? You want? So he didn't say anything to them about committing perjury in his court. When he heard their lies, he heard them committing perjury with his own two ears. He's seen the video from 2 different angles with his own 2 eyes. Yeah, I had concealed carry. It was a legal, licensed concealed carry that he's seen with his own 2 eyes. My hand was never on the gun. The gun was never visible. There was never any threat against them whatsoever. But yet he admonishes me for carrying a concealed weapon, for concealed carry on my own property, when he's seen with his own 2 eyes what the deal was. Did he say anything to them about perjury? Not a word. Did he say anything to them about filing a false police report? Not a word. But yet he looks at me and admonishes me for concealed carry on my own property when he's seen the whole deal. Now what their goal here was is if that charge had have stuck, I'd have lost my insurance license. I'd have been out of business. And that was the goal. When I left, I was going out Delville Avenue towards Walmart to get to the bypass. And who comes flying up behind me but Cracker Walter up in an SUV. They're at the red light waiting, or not the red light, but they're at the stop sign waiting for the traffic. And he comes around me, jumps out in front of me, and as he comes around me, I'm looking at him. He's on the phone just raising. I mean, he's obviously, something's going on. I mean, he's in an argument on the phone. At least it looks that way to me. I wonder if that police officer said something to him after the court was over. If he did, I just about guarantee you that police officer got fired. That's the kind of crap that I've been up against here in Enterprise. Now you got a crooked cracker. That's right, a crooked cracker. Trying to ruin my life and put me out of business with a bunch of trumped up lies. And I get admonished when the judge, Cracker Walter, sees the whole thing with his own 2 eyes. If I don't tell you, that's corruption. That is corruption at its, I would say it at its worst, but no, there's worse to come. If that charge had stuck, I'd have been out of business and my career would have been over with and everything that I worked for. And that's what they tried to do in Enterprise, Alabama. Don't that make you proud to be from Enterprise? That's one of the things with me. I mean, when you know this stuff is going on, it makes it hard to be proud of your hometown. And everybody wants to be proud of their hometown.